dead yet speaketh. Heard his mama's song. She's been dead 29 years. On her 83rd birthday, somebody's calling and saying, hey, listen, I got a birthday present for Miss Jean. I got a birthday. She didn't say it that way, but I want to let Tommy Drew and them know that this woman was such an encouragement to my heart. Here's this lady who's gone to glory, is still being a blessing years later. A name for God and a name for Sister Drew. You know what? I got to get in on it. Because I sat there and tried to sing a song. And this lady happened to hear it. She could. She said, I've got to find somebody who's got the music. I got to make the rest of the story short. I got a hold of Brother Drew, and they got a hold of the lady, and they're getting her the music and the words of that song. But I'm just trying to tell you, God, here's a lady just trying to be a blessing because God wanted her to be a blessing. And He was going to bless people by her. So she goes in obedience to God, and God uses her 29 years after her death to be a blessing to a lady in Ardmore, Alabama. Now let me say this, who's from Rushville, Indiana. I really got me. Actually, it's from Mays, Indiana, which is just north of Rushville on 3. But she said, you probably don't know. She said, I moved away when I was 10. My daddy was a pastor. Oh, I can't. This got so exciting. This lady telling me her story. She said, my daddy was a pastor. We moved away when I was 10. Moved down to Georgia. She said, my dad was my pastor. Then she said, my husband, he was an interim pastor in church, so my husband was my pastor for a while. Then she said, I've got 2 sons, and they both are pastors. And she said, one of my sons pastored me for a while, and then was called to go to a church in South Carolina. He moved over to South Carolina to a church in South Carolina. She said, we were without a pastor for a while, but she said, guess what? She said, the church called my other son to be the pastor there. She said, so both of my sons have been my pastor. My daddy, my husband, and both of my... She said, glory, hallelujah, I've been pastored by them all. I got happy. I got happy with her. I mean, woo! And I said, I get to know this lady who's able to be a blessing to me because she was trying to be a blessing. I'm getting to be a blessing to her. Miss Jean Drew is getting to be a blessing to everybody. I'm talking about because God will bless them through you. And He'll build a name for you. But the rest of them are too busy trying to build a name for their own selves. Build their own place to worship. Their own selves. Their own works. Build their own cities. Their own kingdoms. So God, they're calling a man that's charging for a mission, and there's a conforming to ministry. This is my last thought here. Abraham, all he had to do was obey. God empowered. The conforming to the ministry is this right here, verse number 4, chapter 12. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed out of Haran. Abram had a few things on his heart. Number 1, he had reproduction on his heart. You say, why? The Bible tells us, God said, I'll make thee a great nation. And but down here, and Abram took Sarah his wife. He had reproduction on his heart. He was going to be a great nation. He brought his wife with him when he left. He took his responsibility with him when he left. He had a responsibility to take care of his brother's son when his brother died. His daddy was dead, so he took his responsibility with him. But then again, he had no plans to ever return. Returning was not in his vocabulary. Look what he said. And he said, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran, and they went forth to go to the land of Canaan. And in the land of Canaan they came. He said, you know what? I'm going to do what it takes to. All right, I'm going to take with me my wife. I'm going to take with me my responsibility, my cousin or my nephew, and I'm going to take what I've got back. No need ever return. I'm going all the way with God because God wants me to be a blessing so that people can bless me and I can bless them, and those that bless me can get the blessing because we're going to bless God. I'm telling you, this whole thing is about God, I'll go where you want me to go. He didn't even know it was Canaan. He said, God, I want you to go to the land that I'll show you. And I'm going to take you to it. You know what? That's where his daddy set out to go in the first place. Now, I don't know why his daddy was going to Canaan. But I know why he ended up there. Because that's where God brought him. So he could make a great nation of Abraham. I'm telling you, this is good stuff. Because God always makes provision to overcome man, which is his biggest problem. So don't think that just because there's been some division sometimes in your life, that it's always going to be for naught. Because God still has a determination. And all you have to do is say, okay, Lord, tell me what to do. I'll do it. I'll go where you lead. I'll do what you want me to do. And he'll use you. Sometimes I just get to get in on it. I got to thinking about things I've got to get in on. I met a man at a church in Texas. When I wasn't even the pastor, forgot I was supposed to be there. The man became my best friend and then became my pastor for a few months at one time. I'm talking about, but all this, I was just trying to be a blessing. I was just trying to be an encouragement. I was just trying to do the will of God. And God brought me across one path, and I got to be part of a man going to China for 8.5 years. I got to be part of so many things in my life just because I said, God, I just want to go where you want me to go, do what you want me to do. And I tell you, if you've surrendered and yielded yourself to Christ, submitted yourself to Him, you just have the same account that where you just say, I just got to get in on it and see how God was able to bless. I'm just telling you, all able to be. Because God makes provision. Thank God for grace. Thank God for being so good to us. Father, I pray you'd help us as we look at our nation and we say, Lord, let us be a blessing to this country, that you might be a blessing to this country. Let us help them to turn their eyes on thee. Let us be yielded to thee, that you might use us as that vessel unto honor, sanctified and meet for the Master's use. Thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. You're at liberty.